Why Watch That is a podcast featuring the critic
and referee who go head-to-head on a quest to discover the best movies
and TV shows Hollywood has to offer. Expect the unexpected from the critic.
Well, nothing gets past the ref.
We do all the work,
so you don't have to. Welcome to Why Watch That.
Whoa, listeners, we've got 2 giveaways for you. Yes, 1 second. 2 giveaways for you. 2 amazing movies. Pet Sematary, we've got 3 copies and 1 very special copy.
And this is that remake, right? Not the old.
This is the remake that just came out this year. On July 8th, we're going to go live, and there will be 3 winners who will take away, 2 of them, will take away what?
A 4K version of the movies, too.
Okay.
We'll do that. Then we have a grand prize winner.
Grand.
And that's a director signed 4K copy. I think that winner will be me.
Yes, I think I want that too. But you have to enter on July 8th for your chance to win. So you might want to get on that. But we also, I hear, have another giveaway, Greta.
That's right. And we all know that we love boxes of chocolates. And that means 25 years ago, yes, Forrest Gump came into being.
Jedi.
So if you want a remastered version of this classic, if you want a copy of that, enter the giveaway. Yes, it does. This one goes live on July 6th. So as the ref said, Pet Sematary is July 8th. Yes. That's when you can begin entering. Forrest Gump is July 6th. And where do they enter, ref?
They can go to whywatchthat.com/giveaway.
Ooh.
A Why Watch That sneak peek.
Oh my goodness, everybody. Now, you know, if you go to a laboratory and they're doing all kinds of strange experiments and there's a spider.
Oh, a what?
A spider. Il ragno, la ragna. Okay, if you see a spider in one of these labs, you might get superpowers. We know this from Spider-Man. We are back. What iteration is this, ref? Like the third one?
You know what? If you're 20 years old, you have seen how many Spider-Man movies?
I know. I don't know, because there was Garfield before.
There was 3. Well, 2 of those.
Right.
3 Tobey Maguires.
Right.
2 of these.
Yes.
And then not even counting Endgame and Infinity War. And Civil War.
Yeah.
It's a lot happening.
So we are doing, who knows, this might be a sneak peek, it might be a first look, but it is Spider-Man Far From Home. Yes, the wonderful ref got to see it. It does star Tom Holland again as Spider-Man. Yes, Samuel Jackson is here. Zendaya is back. Cobie, Smulders, Jon Favreau, JB Smoove. Marisa Tomei, of course, Jake Gyllenhaal, and a bunch of other people. It's directed by Jon Watts. And it is written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. It will be in a theater near you now.
Oh, in every theater near you.
Yeah, every theater near you. So tell us, ref, is it worth the admission?
Ooh, you know, I always ask myself that question.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with these big summer movies. You definitely want to get out of the heat and get into some cool air and kind of escape and be whisked away. Well, I have to preface this because if you have not seen Avengers Endgame and you don't want spoilers, I really do suggest you just move on from this one. You can listen to another one of our podcast episodes. This is not the episode for you because there will be some spoilers. And even if you watch the trailer, there are spoilers. So again, if you are like, oh, I'm really, holding out till it comes on video, please do not listen to this. So with that being said, it is almost immediately after the all the events of Endgame, Avengers Endgame, we do know that Tony Stark is dead, and the world is feeling his death. Not only is he dead, but good old Captain America is also gone and not with us anymore. So the world really is in mourning, but at the same time, they're rebuilding from what was called the blip. And that, of course, is when Thanos first snapped his hands and half of the population of the universe was wiped out. And then,
can we get a better name? Sorry.
They're calling it the blip. And I think with remember, this is a Sony Marvel. This isn't a Disney Marvel. So, there are only so many things that they can do and say.
Mm-hmm.
So the blip, Thanos took out half the universe, and then blip again. That's when the Hulk snapped everybody back into place. And the effects of that is some people weren't taken out by the blip, or snap, as we like to call it, and they were, living their lives for 5 years. And some people were taken out and just picked right back up. So in the world of good old Spider-Man, or as we love to call him, Peter Parker, who's a high schooler who was taken out by the blip, some of his classmates who were 16 are now 21 or looking 20, looking definitely not teenagers anymore. And he does have some classmates. So with all that being said, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, is preparing for a class trip. The science club is going to Europe. Ooh,
another
Spider-Man
one. Yes.
Far from home. Exactly. DJ colleague. Another one. So, and guess what? You know what? As we saw in both Infinity War and in Far From Home, End War, Spider-Man's a little tired. He just wants to go to Europe with his friends and his newfound love, who was taken out by the blip and is now back, as he was MJ, who's played by Zendaya. Oh, he's got a crush on her, and he's got plans. Oh, when they get to Paris, he's going to take her to the top of the Eiffel Tower and tell her how he feels. The question, yes, je t'aime. However, the question is, does she feel the same way? And on top of that, he's dodging phone calls from a very important person, namely Nick Fury. And you do not dodge his calls.
No.
Don't ghost Nick Fury.
He will show up.
He will, and he does.
Yeah.
Well, with all that being said, his aunt, who is played by Marisa Tomei, Aunt May, is making sure he packs his suit, and Peter Parker doesn't want to pack his suit. He wants to really go on a vacation. He just wants to be a teenager. He doesn't want to go into space. He doesn't want to fight the most powerful thing in the universe. He doesn't want to be an Avenger right now. I just want to go to Europe with MJ, tell her how I feel, and live my life as a kid. Now, do you think that really works out?
Wake up, buddy.
Exactly, because as he gets to Europe, we find out that there's some weird entities, shall we say, some things, some elements, they call them, flashing around the United States. And out of nowhere, there's this being, this man. His name is Mysterio. What is that about? Mysterio comes and he's flying like Superman, and he's got these powers that kind of jolt out of his hands, and he takes care of 3 of these 4 elements, shall we say, monsters. Well, that catches the attention of Nick Fury. It also catches the attention of Cobie, Agent Hill. They're together. Hold on. We don't have any Avengers right now. This guy, he just came out of nowhere taking care of it. Well, of course, this doesn't go without Peter being dragged into this, because he's one of the Avengers. Doctor Strange isn't available. Where's the Hulk? I'm not sure where he is. And shall we say Thor's indisposed.
Disney Marvel.
Exactly. That's exactly where they are. No one seems to be available, so it's up to Peter. There's one element left, the element of fire. This is the fire monster that destroyed Mysterio's planet. Now remember, Mysterio, clearing my throat, and I'm not going to give what that means. Mysterio is from a different planet, or from a different time zone. Remember, the blip did some weird wonky things, or the snap. And so there is another timeline with Earth, and that Earth was destroyed by these elements. And somehow he's managed to chase them here to this timeline. So the question is, will they be able to destroy this element before the element destroys the Earth? Peter wants no part of this. And Tony Stark leaves him a parting gift. Not going to tell you what that is. But what does Peter do with that gift? Is it for good or is it for bad? Now, as the turn of events happen, and again, I can't give anything away, we start to unravel this windy cord and find out if Peter really is ready to, quote, take the place of Iron Man, unquote, or is he just a kid after all? Is he capable of saving the world alone? Now, you're going to have to watch Spider-Man to find out. And then you'll have to also watch and find out if he and MJ get any farther along in their relationship, or is she just over it? So that's the gist of the plot. It is a little windy. Now, to be honest with you, the Spider-Man standalones of Homecoming was sort of interesting. Why? Because we have this Peter Parker who really wants to be the neighborhood friendly, whatever he's called, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And he really loves his home base. And we explore this even more, how Peter wants to continue to be just, I don't want to be an Avenger. I don't want to be any of those things. And that kind of is reflected in the comics, how Peter Parker was a little reluctant. But for this, if you watched the Endgame and you are sad because of some parting characters and parting actors, this one tries to do what Ant-Man did last year, really tries to come and bring the comedy, and some of it landed and a lot of it didn't. But I'm also not 16 or 17, so there was a lot of teen angst between Zendaya and, of course, Tom Holland, as well as some a little teen joke here from Jacob Batalon and various other teenagers. Jon Favreau had a meaty role in this as Happy, who was Iron Man's best friend. Well, he and Aunt May got something going on, and so there was a little divergent there. Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, and if you go on IM, he has another name. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but everything was, it wasn't bad. Nothing was bad about it, but nothing was great about it either. The fight scenes were a little, you can tell they put a lot of and most of their energy in Marvel Studios. Now, I don't know about Sony, but Marvel put a lot and most of their energy in wrapping up the Avengers. And the question is, will we continue to care about what happens next? Because they do, and I again tell you, stay for not just the pre-credits post scenes, but also stay to the very end, because you realize they are launching into the next phase of things. So again, if you just want to continue on the road, you certainly should see this movie. Do you have to see it now? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's also Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, look, we got a lot of Spider-Mans here.
You do, and quite frankly, if I had to pick between the two, I'm definitely going with the animation version. And it was just fresh and new. It was a different kind of Spider-Man. This is just more, Marvel's trying to really grab as much from Sony as possible.
Yeah, so there you have it, folks. It's up to you to determine, do you need to see it and how? Is it in a theater with your buddies? Or is it maybe later on down the road for a little less? Well, we'll let you determine that, but know that Spider-Man Far From Home is in a galaxy near you. It's just not just on the planet, it's everywhere.
Thanks for listening. For additional resources, visit whywatchthat.com.
Good idea, and we'd love to hear from you. So go ahead and leave comments, feedback, and you can rate us on iTunes.
We'll see you next week.
See you.